lane of looking at radio like, especially in my own hometown, it's like, y'all the ones losing, not me. I'm already became who I am. I'm to the world.
You had to leave the city to kind of blow.
I did.
You know, not only from New Orleans to LA and
Fact.
whatnot. Why was it hard for you to blow in your city? As far as was the radio play? Was niggas giving niggas a chance?
Well, honestly, bro, with no cap on it, and I can't sugarcoat shit on this interview. It was fucked up based on radio play. For one, we only had one radio station, and they rarely supported, independent artists. You know what I'm saying? They may gave us a spot, maybe an hour spot or a day. You know what I mean? Where they would slam it or jam it and play a couple local artists' records, and if the people called in and liked it and requested, they would acknowledge it. But that's pretty much what the most that came from it. Even now till today, I don't feel like my city, radio-wise, in regards to the radio, is giving enough attention to the talent that's there. I come from a city that tends to support a lot more other artists' music than our own. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in the middle of still trying to break that monopoly. It's a whole monopoly in the radio world. So I'm not a big fan of the radio stations in Nashville, Tennessee. I deal with them, I rock with them. I've had good relationships with the PDs for years, and I think it's not their fault. It's kind of like the rules and this over their heads and things like that doesn't allow them to kind of be as free as some of these other cities are in regards to playing independent music and really, help pushing a lot of independent artists from that place. You dig what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this: what radio station was like instrumental in helping you get to that next level? Because I always think like, we have artists in the city, like we got Walk, we got people that we deal with, and you see them grinding, they putting out the music. How did you get to that point? It
doesn't exist no more. It was one day it just went. It was like the station that really I feel like that was giving the most support I've seen was, I think it was 106.7 back then. Am I right? Yeah, 106.7. And then one day you just turned to the station and all you heard was zzz. It just was gone.
Damn, they didn't tell nobody.
They didn't warn no niggas, yo, we're going off air. Just one day you click on and it never came back. And then we have, stations like 101 and shit like that. And, they more commercial record playing, you know what I'm saying? The politics of radios, individuals have their picks and chooses of who they like, and they may spin their records. But consistently in programming an independent artist who has a big buzz of a record in the streets like that in radio, there's not one station in Nashville that carries that on. So, and that goes on to this day. Like, they might be mad at me, fuck them. Because they ain't really supported me the way that I feel like I should have been supported, being a pioneer, the biggest one to come from the city. You would think that I would get some, much more support out of our radio station. And a lot of it's been dream selling. They'll talk that shit in regards of being in front of you. And when I say they, I don't want to call individuals names, but, like I say, I've created my lane of looking at radio like, especially in my own hometown, it's like, y'all the ones losing, not me. I'm already became who I am. I'm to the world. I'm bigger away from the radio. I'm bigger away from the radio station in my own city, in other cities.
Biggest facts.
And it'd be like, man, what's up with y'all? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't get a lot of invitations to do things. Yeah. And I've brought a few ideas to the people in positions of power, and only for them to, it's ego.
Did you shoot most of your music videos in Nashville, or any major ones?
Yeah, well, my first video that I ever dropped was "Let Me In," and that was the first video I ever dropped with G Unit, signing to G Unit, and we shut down Nashville. You know what I'm saying? And those records like that got spin, but I had the machine of Interscope and everything behind me, and the politics of radio by that time. Yeah. So, you know, that's how that went. But I've always kept it hometown all the way around the border. Most of the videos that I do shoot, even now, is coming out of Cashville, you know?
Yeah, and I'm curious, do you feel more pride in your state, or do you feel a way based on what Memphis is doing and the way Memphis is throwing out artists?
Yeah.
Do you feel more pride in your state, or do you feel a way about like, damn, Nashville could have and got that same love? Could the same type of talent be there too?
Well, I think Memphis is a city where they have a sound that was established for Memphis in a sense through 3-6, 8 Ball and MJG. So many different Memphis artists started to kind of go global before any artist from Nashville had a chance to get global. That there was no sound that the world kind of was trained to listen to, because at a point in time when you thought of Tennessee, you thinking 3-6 Mafia, you thinking 8 Ball and MJG, Tila. A lot of these different artists back then, they kind of created and paved the sound at that time were coming out of Memphis. So for me, it was more or less like, sticking to the roots of the music in itself. And I absorbed a lot of the Memphis sound because as being from Tennessee, those are the records that we heard even in Nashville, Cashville, that were played in the clubs, that was there. Yeah. I think the sound of Tennessee still hasn't been established, of Nashville. It's not like we are separate from them now as individuals and artist-wise, but there's never been an established sound for, say, Nashville and Memphis. We 3 hours apart. In the beginning, streetwise, a lot of Nashville individuals and Memphis individuals, we didn't come together. It was more of street politics for things or whatever.
How far the drive from Nashville to Memphis?
3 hours.
It's the same way to Houston and Dallas. It's like the same thing. Like a lot of stuff never kind of came together as it should. When it's only 3.5 hours away.
3 hours away from each other.
Like, damn, you think we just get here and run the state?
You think we'll be all at one, but
so when you got on,
I rock with Memphis like a motherfucker.
I was gonna ask.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Moolah. Hey.